Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Talk Motoring and Watch My Build. We're here with Frikkie, the shop mascot. Say hi, Frikkie. And obviously Paolo, master builder. Paolo, it's been a long week on the C10. I see you got a hell of a lot of work done. So let's go have a look at it. Otherwise, you've been well?
All good, man. At least the weather's warming up, so things are hotting up around the shop.
Yeah, I can actually wear a jacket. I can move in, so now we can actually go under the car and start looking at things. But there's been a lot of work done. You've done a lot to the car. It doesn't look any different from the outside, but all the work's more underneath the car or inside the car. But let's start. We were busy with the buttoning up with the diffuser in the back of the car, so let's start there. I want to have a look at and see how far we've gone in here. I mean, it looks all buttoned up and ready to go to fiberglass to me.
Yeah, well, as you say, the work is under the skin, eh? So yeah, on the outside, we finalized the diffuser. The last time we spoke, we had all those lines penciled in. And we decided to go with those cuts that we penciled in, and we've got that more square look to it now. So I think this is kind of where we're going to go with this sort of look now.
Yeah, we were talking about how the rounded edge, I mean, this used to sit sort of that far out and actually rounded in a radius. It didn't quite fit with the boxy lines of the car here. So you pulled it back and made it, squared it up, and it fits quite nicely. I see obviously you're having a look at the spacing of the bed, but you're going to blow this whole car apart before it goes to paint anyway, and then that'll be something you sort out when you assemble?
Yeah, that's right. So once we finish the last bit of manufacturing now, then we're going to split the whole thing apart, clean it up, weld it, get all the butt joints done and all this kind of stuff. So we'll spread the whole truck on the floor.
I can't wait to see that. I love it. It looks like a Meccano set. You know, not a Meccano set, those model sets. You used to get the model sets and they're all like wide in with that plastic.
100%.
And it looks almost exactly the same as that when you blow these cars apart. So blow all these cars apart. So I can't wait to see that. But other than that, more towards the front, or is there more work that you've done in the back end?
Definitely more towards the front. So let's go have a look.
Cool. I just want to stop here at the seats because we had a brief discussion here. You were talking about bubbling the window and that, but you've come up with another idea that I think will actually look quite great. Do you want to just talk us through that?
Yeah, so I don't want to change the dynamics and the looks of the truck, so I still want to keep that kind of retro. So what I'm thinking here to do is actually modify the contour of the seats. So maybe what we do is we get our upholstery guy to pull it all apart and then actually modify the frame at the back. So, kind of make it a little bit thinner and a little bit more upright on terms of its rear shape of the seat.
Yeah, I can actually see your idea there. So actually trim it back here so it doesn't lean up against the window, and then obviously the headrest you'd have to just bend up and keep away from the window.
Correct.
Just so to stop the guy from pushing the button for too far and popping the rear window out.
100%.
All right, cool. No, that sounds great.
Unless I put a sticker here, emergency exit.
Nooit wat? Nooit uitgaan nie, what? Yeah. All right, cool. Now on the front, this looks a lot different. Okay, so you've got we spoke about the notching you were going to do in the frame for the intercooler. I see the radiator brackets are now in. So you've done a lot of work here, but just talk me through the aluminium and how you've run the piping and what kind of difficulties you ran into there.
Yeah, so what we've done here is I'd like the pipes to run parallel and preferably out the way of the pulleys of the engine and stuff like that. Keep it all nice and neat. So in order to do that, we've had to lower it into the chassis. So that's where that notching part comes around here. So you can see we've actually, notched it there so that the pipe can run. We've done that on both sides. So yeah, it just gives it a nice clean parallel look that we're trying to achieve with the piping.
Yeah, I've got to actually show the audience this bracket. Okay, could quite easily just be an bent piece of steel with a hole and a bolt, but it's actually put in with a rubber mount. It's welded through the side so you don't get any breaking or cracking across the side of it. So everything that's done on this car is thought out in terms of A, lasting long, and B, the looks of it as well. So it's form and function, everything that's done at Piazza Motorsport. And you can see what Paolo's talking about with the parallel lines. So this pipe runs that way through, and then this one runs right next to it, parallel to it. So when you're looking at the car from the top of the vehicle, there's actually some sort of stylistic value to even the way the pipes are running. So not only are they running just to give the car the intercooler air, but B, also just to look the part as well. But I see we've got the cone filter, the carbon fiber cone filter on. Where are you going to pull the cold air from, Paolo, on this?
Well, the filter actually is housed inside this. So what we're going to do is this is actually the inlet port of the filter housing. So generally 99% of cars always pull air from behind their headlights, which is really what we're going to do. So once we've got our covers done, which we're going to get into shortly, then I'm going to see how we can extract or bring air into the air box.
Okay, so when I got you this morning, there was actually a piece of cardboard laid in here, and that's your template. That's how you template up your covers and that. So that side's now done, and obviously you start with the cardboard and then work your way through into the and then from there weld it in and off it goes, or is that going to be bolted in?
Correct. So cardboard or wood, like I explained to you probably on episode 1, is the best way to get an idea, to get the form, and then from there we trace it onto the metalwork and then start to get our shapes going from there. So no, that cover is not complete yet. It's just in its infancy stage, which gives you an idea of what we're looking for. Okay. It will be a bolt-on cover, so we can have access to the battery there, the ECUs and things like that. So yeah, it will be a removable part. Obviously we then have to do the design onto it, which is the bead rolling part, which gives you the aesthetics and the strength of it to make it look nice as well.
So, I mean, for those of you that watch the episodes that we've done, the bead rolling is what the back of the bed has got in it. But what I love to see is like, so you've marked in where the master cylinder, that's the master cylinder for the brakes, yes?
Correct.
So you've marked that in. Are you going to dent that down just to keep it away from there, or?
Yeah, we're still playing around with heights and ideas. So maybe we can clear that master cylinder. If not, definitely we're going to have to shape it into a bit of a concave shape inside there to clear the master cylinder. So yeah, all this will be a bolt-in section, and I'm thinking these cars came with a big inner wheel arch, so I'm thinking to use part of that into the structure so that it can close off where the chassis and the suspension parts are. So we're going to amalgamate the two together. That's where I'm thinking.
I'm quite sad to see all your work covered up by cover, I must be honest. Like, to me, it's just that makes the whole car. But I know aesthetically people want it to look nice and neat and modern and everything put away. You know, most modern cars have got little plastic covers here, so I understand. So there's one this side, there'll be one that side. Is there anything going over the engine as well?
Yeah, so, okay, just let's back it off a sec. My father-in-law actually, we were watching a car program on Sunday for Father's Day, and he actually said, it's sad to see the fact that all the intricate parts of the suspension and things like that actually get covered up. You know, all that detail goes in it and no one sees it, but hey, that's part of the fun. So in terms of engine and covers, we're still going to cover part of the radiator with a cover, so it'll be like a U-shaped cover. And then I've ordered, as you can see on the engine side, there's all the coils and things that are exposed here. So we've actually ordered an engine cover, an engine cover from America to make it look old school, which will cover the coils and things like that. So the engine cover in terms of the tappets and the inlet manifold is actually going to be a showpiece encased inside these covers.
That's going to be insane. So like the old school Edelbrock tappet covers that used to get in red.
Correct.
Yeah. That's amazing. Okay,
yeah.
that excites me.
And I actually think that we're going to bring in the color of the car into that as well.
Which is the Audi grey, yeah?
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
So like that almost matte. It's almost like a matte grey. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So it'll actually be a part of a focal point and showpiece of the engine bay.
No, that's insane. Now the one thing, okay, so that I can't wait. That's awesome. So we're going to see. Hopefully, we'll see all of this done in the next couple of weeks, with the engine covers and beyond. I mean, things coming in from overseas take their time now, especially with our Corona problems. So I don't know when that'll obviously arrive, but it's been ordered. It'll be awesome to see. I do see though that there are exhaust pipes attached to manifolds here. So the exhaust is in, and we can have a look at that.
Absolutely. Let's get under the truck.
Awesome.